Welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions, the channel that asks the fundamental questions of life. I'm Charlotte Dobre, and today we're going to ask a question that may or may not be in the back of everyone's mind. What if Kim Jong Un ruled the world? Let's skip the part of figuring out how he would become the leader of the world. This is just a hypothetical question. It is, however, a relevant question because it opens our eyes to what living without freedom would be like. To understand what Kim Jong Un would be like as a world leader, we need to understand what he's like as a leader of his own country. Kim Jong Un is the world's youngest head of state, but the exact date of his birth is not known. He was either born in 1983 or 1984. Kim Jong Un was declared the leader of North Korea after the funeral of his father, Kim Jong II, on December 22, 2011. Despite being very young, Kim Jong Un is a very tough man. He has executed up to 70 top officials, cabinet ministers, army generals, and party secretaries during his short time as ruler of North Korea. He also executed his uncle because of alleged treachery, and was also believed to have ordered the assassination of his half-brother, Kim Jong-nam, in Malaysia in 2017, after he was caught trying to visit Disneyland in Japan by using a forged passport. Jong-nam was living in exile for many years, and he was a vocal critic of his half-brother's regime. If Kim Jong-un ruled the world, it would be an authoritarian rule. He is very intolerant of alternative opinions, even more so than his father. According to South Korean intelligence reports, there were no less than 17 public executions in 2012, which was the first year he was in power. Punishment for people who defied Kim Jong-un would be extremely severe. It is said that many were executed with machine gun fire while their family members were forced to watch. Even though he does not have a good reputation internationally, under his rule, the living standards for the average North Korean have improved dramatically. Most people, even his South Korean opponents, usually admit that Kim Jong-un is popular among North Koreans. If Kim Jong-un ruled the world, we would probably be better off than previous generations of the Kim dynasty. Rather than spending the country's money on military like his father and grandfather, Kim Jong-un has spent some of North Korea's money on projects for the people. A brightly colored water park has opened in Pyongyang. New hospitals and schools have been built. The annual growth rate of North Korea is estimated to be around 3 to 4%. However, according to the United Nations, the number of North Korean children being treated for severe malnutrition increased more than 30% in 2014. Even though there have been some reforms under his rule, human rights violations and suppression of opposition has continued. We don't know a whole lot about Kim, but one thing we do know is that he doesn't care a whole lot about the international community. He has continued the country's nuclear testing and missile technology despite international disapproval. He is the only top-ranked military official without any military training or experience, and he controls the fourth largest military in the world with 1.1 million members and the world's largest military reserves consisting of 8 million. Under Kim Jong-un, the North Korean regime has started an expansion of its extensive network of labor camps and prisons. That's according to satellite images. These prison camps are estimated to hold as many as 130,000 inmates who live in appalling conditions. One is to assume that if Kim Jong-un was the leader of the world, many of his enemies and political prisoners would end up in these labor camps. Political prisoners are taken into custody, sometimes secretly, and their family members are not informed of their fate or whereabouts. Making the suspect disappear is a deliberate feature of the system that creates fear in the population. It is reported that there are strict hairstyle rules and dress codes in North Korea. Citizens are indoctrinated from childhood. There is almost a complete lack of free thought and belief, and having dreams is actually punishable by law. Kim Jong-un executed his own uncle, Jang Song, for a variety of reasons, but one of them, which he confessed to, was, quote, dreaming alternative dreams to the rest of the North Korean population. If the world were to fall under one leadership, it is likely that leadership might be abused. Let us hope Kim Jong-un, or no other person like him, would ever become the sole ruler of the world. I'm Charlotte Dobre for Life's Biggest Questions. Don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to our growing channel.